Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another energy reading. Now, you may be wondering, why am I doing a reading so early? I have already done a reading for Pluto in Capricorn, which is officially here. And so that energy is meant to carry you forward into the next 2.5 months. I must say, I don't think I have ever channeled a more clear message than that one. Usually around the Lion's Gate, I get a gifts upgrade. And this one was very significant as well. So I've been getting an overwhelming amount of messages around the eclipse. And so I just had to put them out soon. And I feel like it's the reason why this is unfolding like this, is because we need to be aware of what's going on, because the energy is already starting to pick up. It's very intense. And the eclipses this year are going to reveal. The eclipses are around exposing the shadows, right? Eclipse, when the eclipses are, when it's the season of the eclipse, basically the darkness can no longer stay in the shadows. It's just exposed, right? And we talk about the shadows within ourselves and in others. What I was getting, and is already starting to pick up momentum, is this is the last this is the last month of this whole karmic clearing, and all the lessons that haven't been integrated, all the shadows that have been avoided, that have been ignored by the light workers, are just going to be in your face. There's just nowhere to run from. I want to say that a lot of the divine masculines have been projecting their own darkness onto the divine feminines. And this is just no longer going to be the case, because we are under strict guidance to no longer do that, because it's just childish and it's just immature, and it's not honorable, and it's not something that a divine feminine has to put up with. And now we're going to talk about a few topics that the masculine collective tends to sweep under the carpet with regards to their own shadows. You see, this is bigger than just us. This is bigger than our conversation. This is bigger than our personal development journey. This is bigger than our spiritual journey. At the societal level, at the collective level, the collective unconsciousness, what's happening is, and what we see happening, oh, I was just so proud of my little pyramid over here. Okay, we're going to draw roses, archetypes, and we're going to work with dragons. Today is a bit of an in-depth conversation, because this is the energy of the whole month into October, and there's a lot to talk about, so let's go. Before that, okay, at the global level, at the collective level, the shadows that are, you see, the reason why humans can, and we get the child, which is immaturity. I'm going to put it here. We'll see if there's something coming through. At the global level, what we see is the inverted matrix, meaning whatever it is that humans lack on the outside, they're projecting it on the inside, they're projecting it on the outside. Meaning, if you're lacking power, inner power, real power, what you're going to do is that you're going to project it outward, and you're going to seek external power via money, or seeking to look at yourself as superior than others. This is what the divine masculines have been doing up until now. It's looking at the divine feminine and competing as if it was a competition, and looking at her through the lenses of some sort of masculine superiority, which is totally false, because we see through bullshit, we see through nonsense, and we can see what is real power and what is artificial. And actually, many divine masculines are actually afraid of the divine feminine because she has actual inner power, because she hasn't been playing the matrix game, because she hasn't been out there trying to become a millionaire and do nonsense, just play around with the devil deceptions. And so you see, the divine masculines are frauds. The divine masculines are projecting all their unconsciousness onto the divine feminine. And so the eclipses are just no longer going to enable these games, because the divine feminine is just no longer going to give a shit, basically. I've seen other readers talk about this as well, that the twin flame contracts are over. And I believe so as well. I fully believe that I have asked to cut my twin flame connection, which, contrary to what most people say, you can do everything. You can cut connections. You can stay disempowered in that connection, or attached to an external person. You can do anything. Right? You can. What you cannot do is to cut your connection to God. I mean, you can by being asleep, but you cannot. I mean, if you're making your twin flame a god, well, that's not what this is all about, right? God can do everything. It can break you off any contract that is no longer serving you. Any. So please don't believe that nonsense. In the past, I've also said so, because we were still in the karma, and it was beneficial for you to stay in that dynamic, because that's how you clear karma. Escaping your twin flame journey would have mean that you were escaping your karma, basically. But now it's like, no, that season is over for the divine feminines. So they're ready for their. We got the knight here. Well, let's see what are they ready for. And I want to deepen the conversation that I just started, because one other way where the divine masculines are trying to gain external power is having feminines out there that are keeping them small, but boosting them a false sense of power. And that's just what the devil sent their way, to keep them small and keep them disempowered. The divine feminine actually empowers you, because she doesn't need to play any games, right? And so you see, the karmic feminine, usually they, use the wounds of abandonment to play on and off games. The divine feminine does not. When the divine feminine is cut cords, the divine feminines are gone from someone's life. The divine feminines, when they stop caring, they just stop caring. There is nowhere back. I don't know if it was recording. Let's hope. Okay. Eclipse season. Okay, I was saying that the divine masculines. Okay, one shadow aspect Okay, all of these shadows, what happens when you don't integrate your shadow is that there will be something external that is still going to reflect to you the shadows that you're not integrating. And those shadow aspects of you are just very well enabled by society. They're enabled by systems. They're enabled by patterns, by behaviors that are largely accepted, but they're just not divine in any way, right? Addictions, when a masculine has not integrated their shadows, and by shadow, I mean their resentment towards the feminine, any wounding that they may have towards the feminine, they will disrespect feminines and they will play the game of whatever, flirting and even engaging in promiscuous behavior, but this is just their shadow that is not integrated. When you heal, I feel like this is inner child healing. When you heal yourself, you will no longer need these external influences to point back at you the kind of things that you are simply putting out there. So this is, oh yeah. Let's see. The innovator. We got the innovator for the divine feminine. Got the mother. Okay, let me pull again. Actually, I'm going to do for the divine as well. Okay, so inner power, divine masculine, inner power. Anything you're projecting outside of yourself, gotta start taking accountability for it. The companion. But I don't know if this was for the feminines or the masculines. The companion and the storyteller. The companion and the storyteller. Interesting. Huh. Okay, these are the cards. Okay, I'm gonna very quickly skim through the message. The companion. Relationships are all types. Okay. Relationships of all types are in focus at the moment, and one or more need your closer attention. You may find by tailoring and combining two or more of your projects, you may find a more achievable result. Other people and their needs are going to play a bigger part in any decision making. You need to make plans that you have in the future. Make sure you're in a room, you're making room for others as someone needs a little more of you at the moment. The companion is there as a shoulder to cry on, a cheerleader to spur you on, and the smile you can always rely on. I was getting chills with this message. What are the most important what are the most important partnerships and how did they form? The meaning of the card is relationships, partnerships, loyalty, support, and agreements. And the sign is Libra. Well, Venus is in Libra at the moment, which is a lot of focus on the relationships at the moment. I was getting chills because I feel like the divine masculines are starting to see the actual companion that they want and need by their side. and they're no longer running away from it. Companionship. And for sure, no longer looking down to the feminine, because she's no longer there. Okay, so let's see. Do we get a clarifier for this companion card? Solar plexus. But I feel like this is for the feminines. It's you guys, okay. Solar plexus and why do I have okay? Solar plexus and companionship. It's like I don't know why I'm so excited to say this. I feel like this is the message of today's reading is power. Solar plexus is the power, okay? And it's like the divine masculines are realizing that they need and desire a powerful partner by their side. And they're no longer running away from the divine feminine's power that they actually have not realized it's there, but they will. And you see, personally, I lead with my innocent, joyful, pure side, but I actually have a very, very strong dark feminine. I had to use it. I had to be in my dark feminine my entire life. And we have had as divine feminines, we have had very strong activations as we have compassions for the divine feminines. Okay, let's bring it. We have had activations of Mary Magdalene codes in the beginning of this year, and they lasted about like 6 months or so. And now I feel like Kali is coming through very strongly. Divine Feminines, your next chapter is Kali is going to be your best friend. Durga, she's also a very powerful goddess. And it's divine feminines are extremely powerful. This is why there are many masculines that just simply cannot handle the energy, and instead they are trying all sorts of sneaky tactics to try to put the feminine down, which is what the games have been going on for too long. And this is what the divine feminines are not allowing, because it's simply not true. A divine feminine is a very, very powerful force in the spirit. And so whatever definition of success or whatever definition of power that the masculines have, that's going to crumble. Solar plexus. And they're going to have to work on the real power versus whatever they thought was power. See, this is what is going to put an end to this dynamic of trying to put down others to feel better about yourself, which is in a way compensating for your own lack of inner power. See, many narcissists, that's what they do. And I'm not saying twin flames or your divine masculine is a full-blown narcissist, but they do have narcissistic tendencies. They do. And what was I saying? And personally, I have worked very, very closely to leaders, masculine leaders, and many of them I've seen very distorted leadership just as much as I saw good leadership. And the distorted leadership was trying to put others down. That I don't know why it's interrupting. And so the distorted leadership, the distorted masculines that were actually very insecure inside, they were putting down and bullying people behind the scenes just to prove their success out into the world. You know, we're talking about CEOs, we're talking about managers, I worked very, very closely to them. And right now I work with divine masculines, and some of the ways that I am seeing that these games are still there are just not going to work with me. The people I work with really, really need to get a check of their ego. And it's such a battle right now. I can see it. I can feel it. Okay, this is another message. Is the divine masculines need to fully release their freaking ego in order for them to have a powerful companion by their side, and stop compensating for their own insecurities. And the divine feminines need to have a compassion for that, because it's, this society emasculated men in all possible ways. So the minute that they find a compassionate, nurturing presence, all of their shadow come to light to be exposed and heal. But it doesn't mean the divine feminine that you need to put up with that nonsense. And I feel like God is really putting an end to you having to be their energetic support and them not facing their own shadows. This is what the eclipse is going to expose, period. Because it's the end of this dynamics that's just been lurking everywhere in the world. Okay, so let's see. What do we have for the divine masculines with regards to that? But this is the message, is releasing the ego. Stop projecting on the divine feminine or on any other feminine, and do the actual work, do the actual healing work. Yes, you have had very deceptive Jezebels and dark feminines in the past, but they were also a mirror of your own shadows that you were not we have healing that you were not integrating and accepting within yourself. So if you were around narcissists, yeah, Eight of Swords, no longer hiding. What is going on with the light? Give me a second. I don't know why there's so much light. Let's try again. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're gonna see it at the end. I'm posting the picture. So the Eight of Swords is about taking off the blindfold and seeing. Seeing reality for what it is. I was hearing a lot the words reality check, reality check, reality check. This eclipse season for everyone is going to be a reality check. Also for the divine feminines, for everything that they have put up with, which, in a way they have been guided to do so, to work on their, compassion, forgiveness, because we also had to forgive a lot of the nonsense that we have had to put up with. And in a way, it was very healing and very empowering for us as well. But that's done. That's over. That's over. Six of Cups is companionship. So I'm not gonna. We already have the message of companion. Queen of Wands. But the Queen of Wands, she's a leader. She's a fiery energy. She's the companion that is awaiting on the other side of you healing the star, doing actual real inner work, and taking the blindfold off and no longer projecting and pretending that you're a saint and everyone else is, because really that's masculine unconsciousness is really, really only starting to be revealed right now, because the divine masculines have been fighting so much this awakening because of their ego, and they have been trying to play with the external world to not face their inner world, to not face themselves, to not face their shadows, to not face their wounds. It's no longer going to be the case. Let's see, what is this storytelling? We have the Empress. I like the Empress. putting this here. Okay, and the World, and the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Awesome. Yep, these are the cards. All right, so here we go. We have the Empress, self-explanatory. The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is disappointment, is heartbreak. Heartbreak, yeah. But it's coming out of that. The Two of Swords in the reverse, it's, you know, the Divine Feminine has been in two worlds, right? She's been holding the frequency of the new Earth, but she was also doing healing work with all this back and forth projection in the 3D, and that's what's ending. It's the merging of the two worlds right now, and the World is the ending of this cycle, the ending of karma, the ending of all these disappointments and all this energy of, I'm hearing dishonoring, just very dishonoring relationship, whether those were friendship or else. With the storytelling, I feel like this is mostly about the throat chakra. It's about speaking up. It's about speaking up. It's about reaching out. You know, if you need closure with certain people, if I'm hearing that, yeah, is really about pouring your feelings out there, because you have been diminishing so much of the pain that you have carried for so long. And I'm hearing from childhood for many of us, right? Oh, another thing that I was hearing is that during the eclipse season, which is starting in a few weeks, in 3 weeks, a lot of the ancestral karmic, ancestral curses, very, very deep ancestral familial curses, because we are the generational curse breakers. Generational cycles end here with us, and they're going to end here during this eclipse season, during the next 2 months, 2 months and a half. Basically, by the end of this year, we got to be fully freed from karma. And if you need help with that, do reach out for a session. I would love to help you with that. But basically, it's all about harnessing the power of powerful goddesses like Kali, Durga, and I'm hearing as well dragon and phoenix energy. So yeah, in my mentorship, we are about to do that, because that's what I've been channeling. So if you need as well, if you need help on how to do that, you can reach out for a session, and we're going to work especially on empowerment this month. This is the theme for the collective. So if you need help, just reach out. All right, so let's see for the divine masculines, which dragon is guiding them at this time. I can't. I swear I wanted to mention Kuan Yin. So we have Kali, Durga, and Kuan Yin. So she came through, which means she's very, very important. By the way, I'm going to pin down below a lot of the things that I share here. Kuan Yin, she's actually an incredible goddess, and she's usually depicted on a pink dragon. She's very powerful, but she's very much connected to the heart chakra, which comes here for the divine feminines, the compassion card. See all the cords dissolved by transcended love. Enjoy your freedom. Look for the divine around you. Brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. I'm going to say that again. Brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. Kuan Yin. So for the divine masculines, Kuan Yin, she's the goddess that is going to guide them through this period of time. And she's also the one that is going to bring them their actual companion. They're going to break free from all these karmic situations, and they're going to have their companion, but only if they raise in their own inner power, their actual inner power, instead of projecting and feeling superior, feeling a false sense of superiority. That is just a complete illusion, because the divine feminine, she's in her power. And for the divine feminine, it's going to be Kali. But let's see what dragon. Actually, I believe Kali is, if not the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful goddesses. I know most people don't find her beautiful. I personally believe she's one of the most beautiful goddesses. I just really love Kali. She's the goddess of destruction and darkness. And it's about facing the darkness and facing your shadows. And that's where you can actually transmute them into light, versus if you don't face them, you're also unable. You're also unable to. You're unable to see the light that is behind that shadow. Because see, what happens is that in our childhood, because we were such a bright star, I feel like these are the people who just didn't want to look at how bright you were, and they were trying to put you down. They were trying to, abuse you, bully you, and this had a lot of effect on us. Created a lot of trauma. But now it's time to take all that power back. Oh, this is another message. Healing comes from taking your power back from all these childhood bullies. They could be your own karmic family. We all have had someone very significant that had a soul contract with us to put us into a box, because our light was too much for this world, right? And so this is what is going to be uncovered and exposed for all of us. This is a message for all the collective. But I feel like for the divine feminine, is really around speaking up for herself. Okay, so we have Golden Christed Dragon for divine feminines. I feel like Christ energy comes through a lot for her with the compassion here. Brings your higher love so that you embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light, you are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. I mean, yeah. It's I really feel like the divine feminines are just gonna burst. They're just gonna become we had the sun in our last reading. They're just gonna become such a bright light in the world. And it's beautiful that it's like, this is also the power that comes from the masculine collective that is going to rise in their power, because not all will answer the call. I've shared that this is the last portal this month. the last chance for the divine masculines to rise into their power versus just projecting onto the divine feminine, who has already closed this cycle. So divine feminines need to remain in their heart chakra, but with firm boundaries, protection, firm boundaries. And yep, it's a beautiful message, but I kind of feel like I want to get one more card, and I don't know what card. Okay, I want to get something for the merge, the connections that are ready to merge. Let's see, what do we get? Because some of you are already connecting with a companion, a partner. Many of the divine feminines right now have released their twin flame story. I really also feel like this was around, it's like realizing what was false and what was an illusion. This card really gives me this idea of illusion. And I feel like many of the divine feminines right now are at crossroads, meaning, but it came in the reverse, which means they're no longer in a crossroad because they have made a decision. A lot of them are going to travel with the world. The world card is also travel, and they're going to be meeting their actual emperor, the real emperor, where they're going to be. You get the throat chakra as well. Yeah, I've seen so many divine feminines moving right now in August. In September, I'm also about to move as well. But yeah, I've been channeling September this year for a long time, and I feel like the universe is putting everything together to orchestrate this union. But I had to release the story and the perception. I had to release the story and the perception of who that was and whatnot. Okay, so this is the first card that came through, and I feel like there's a second card that wants to come through. So yeah, I feel like it comes in two steps. The first one, releasing the old perception, which was based on karma. And so let's see the energy of the union of ascension, the real union, prosperity. Yeah, I mean, and we also have the Empress, so that is the energy that the divine feminines are coming into, and magic as well. It's this was the message. I hope this resonated. Please check the links in the description box, because these are general messages for the upcoming months. I was guided to do it this way, and all the ways in which you can work with me are also pinned down below. I'll be sharing some other links as well that I feel like are very, very significant. But yeah, I feel these are the messages for the next weeks for the eclipse as well. I look forward to seeing how this will all unfold. Yeah, it's I'm hearing it's time. It's time for all this to unfold. It's destined time. It's prophetic. And these are really the end of the old earth as well. With the world in the reverse, this is the end of the old earth. The divine feminine is fully in her empress energy, especially with the cutting cords of these illusions and false perception. And yeah, I feel like she just needed to assert her power, right? Because her power is there. It's just because the masculines are so outwardly seduced by external power, money and company, it's they have had a very distorted perception of who is actually in their power and who is just been using them as slaves to gain false power. You really got to start seeing the truth, divine masculines. Okay, I'm out of here. Take care.